Over the weekend, Boosie and T.I. got everyone talking after the two were spotted talking together in the airport. This exchange is notable because the two had gone back and forth with each other just last month about an alleged snitching case. Back in March, an old interview would resurface where T.I. revealed he once snitched on a dead cousin of his in order to avoid charges. In response to that, Boosie said that he put their collaborative album on hold due to the allegations. T.I. insists that he was lying during the interview, and according to XXL, he told TMZ that he has no beef with Boosie. The two will speak off camera, and it looks like that resolution happened this past weekend. Today we have our company hype analysts, Capone and Pierre, calling to the show to give their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
There's a podcast that came out with your man T.I. He said that him and his cousin ended up catching a gun case. His cousin died, and he cooperated against his dead cousin and made that gun case go away.
With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. If you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat. But I'm gonna tell you like this, when I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying.
Now, T.I. would respond to this by posting, and here's what he had to say. He says, yeah, so I don't know if it's you or your OG uncle that needs to see it, but I got my paperwork ready to show. Pull up. My number the same, my address the same. The grand hustler, to get on the net and speak on you never spoke to me about is leaving me to believe you've been hiding your heart the whole time. Now, Pierre, I want to come to you because, you know, we're kind of past it now, but I want to backtrack just a little bit. When you first heard this back and forth come out, what was your reaction to it? You know, seeing Boosie and T.I. kind of going back and forth due to this situation.
It's part of the fodder of rap. You know, people's reputation is, you know, and rap is all about your reputation, your rep. And to see these two OGs going at it, you know, I'm not gonna say it was comical because it could have turned ugly, but I just was thinking, I understand Boosie's point of view if it was true that T.I. snitched on, was a rat, whatever they call the streets, a rat. It's hard to put an album out when you feel like, your partner's a rat, and then people gonna look at you like, because Boosie stands on the street laurel so hard. You know what I'm saying? So hard he stands on it, and it could have affected the album sales and the look. And now, let's see what happens now. But yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Capone, let me come to you. When you first saw this go back and forth, and I know you've been very open about, being a part of the street life at one point in your life. What was your reaction seeing these two guys go back and forth due to the alleged situation?
I feel that Boosie could have called him instead of going on. It seems that Vlad has this thing with being able to bring people on his network to just, I guess, spill the guts. I don't know what he does, but everybody goes on that network and just say what they want to say. I think if he was a true friend, if they're friends, that he could have actually called him.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, or not even I think in the comments, a lot of people, ask the same question, why do people keep going on Vlad TV? But let me ask you this, Capone, now we would see time kind of fast forward and we would see a picture surface online of T.I. and Boosie running into each other at the airport. A lot of people may have felt like, as Pierre mentioned, that this could have turned violent, but based on the picture, it seems like things were a bit peaceful, at least cordial enough to have a conversation. What was your reaction to see, this is how it turned out, where they were able to have a conversation that didn't get violent?
I don't think that it was violent in the first place. It was just a matter of opinions. And, I think T.I. said, as soon as we see each other, we can converse about it or talk about it, whatever. I don't think it was meant to be a violent situation at all, just a disagreement.
Yeah, I agree. Pierre, same question to you. What was your reaction when you saw the picture surface online and saw that, things actually they were able to have a cordial conversation?
Well, it's funny. It just reminds me of where we're at now, and even the internet. A lot of barking goes on online, but when you see each other in person, it's like, hey, what's up, what's up? I hear a lot of people talking crap about me in the comments. They don't say it to me when I'm walking down the street, and they run into me. They don't say nothing. But hey, what up, dog? It's a lot of beef talking online. Them two OGs it wasn't gonna be no violence between them two. Now maybe their underlings might could hurt each other. But them two, They, both of them ain't popping no guns, and they have too much to lose. They're too smart. Bootsy is a smart man, trust, to get as far as he gotten, and so is T.I. So to see them come together, not surprising. I knew what they were coming together. They were what y'all thought they were gonna pull out guns and start shooting at the airport on site. It was never gonna be on site. It was just done online, and like T.I. said, he wanted to see, want to holler at him face to face to see what we could talk about. He set up a meeting and didn't occur, so they ran into each other. I'm hoping that with this run-in, it smooths at least them out. What the public's going to think about that album and what they think about what's already put out there. I don't know if it's tarnished T.I. His reputation as being a snitch or whatever. But I'm happy that that they're solving it face to face. So let's move forward.
Yeah, no, same here. And to see, both of them, they're over 40. Like you said, they have families. They have a lot to lose. I really hope, this resurfacing online shows a lot of the younger rappers and, people coming up in the game that, hey, even if you have beef, even if you go back and forth online when you see each other in person, it does not have to turn violent. So I definitely agree, and I was happy to see it as well. But I do think there's a conversation that has been consistent throughout our culture, right? When it comes to snitching. Boosie in his interview, he talks about, or he defines snitching as, if you and I commit a criminal act and if I tell on you or vice versa, then, you're considered a rat if both of us was involved in that criminal situation. So Pierre, let me come to you. And I know you've heard this as well. We've seen it throughout our times, and you've been here, a little longer than I have. I won't say a lot, a little longer. But when it comes to snitching, what is your definition of snitching? What exactly defines snitching?
I got stitches. Okay, I was snitching. I got stitches. No, that ain't what happened. Look. If they want to, that's hip hop. That's culture. That's it's from Black families. Well, I remember you were always told not to tell on somebody. Especially when you both are don't be a tattletale. But the hip hop community took it another way to put more emphasis on it. Yes, if two of y'all doing crime, and one gets caught to yell out someone else's name, it's foul. Y'all both knew what y'all was doing. Y'all were doing negative together. But it's real though. Outside looking in, it's real. If someone sits there and tells you about to do 30 years in jail unless you tell who came with you, and then you're going to get 5 or 7 years, we're talking real life. It can sound tough in the comments. When your ass is going to stay in that jail for 30 years opposed to 5 years, things change. Self-preservation is number one. People have to understand it. It's self-preservation. It sounds cool. My white side sounds cool. The black side sounds cool to be in there. I'm going to stay in there. I'm going to do 30 years for someone else. That sounds cool. Very rarely will people do that, So, yeah, if you go down with somebody doing dirt, you should be a man up, man up and just ride it. But it's a real life. You throwing 30 years of somebody opposed to 5 or 6 years to get out for saying he was with me or she was with me. People are going to do what they do. So you can look at them as a snitch if you want to, but self-preservation is number one.
Yeah, and we were having the conversation here in studio, and one of our team members, put it simple when I asked, how do you define snitching, and their response was snitching is just telling the truth. So I think, I think a lot of people see it differently, but Capone, I see you smiling. I'm very interested to know from your perspective, because again, I appreciate both of you for always being vulnerable and open in this space. And the streets is something you've been very open about. You're very open to speaking to and talking about your experiences. So I love to hear from your perspective as well. When it comes to snitching, what does that definition look like to you?
What you said earlier about two people doing the crime together, one get caught and the other one, that's a snitch. What 6ix9ine did, I wouldn't necessarily say that's snitching when, they had sex with his woman, beat him up, robbed him. That's telling on somebody that did you wrong. That's a big difference, but not everybody's going to see it that way. I personally, when I was in the street, I did my dirt all by my lonely. So there was nobody to snitch on. And it's very, very, let's just say you have to do it that way in order to keep yourself from putting it in it, because you can't trust nobody. Even women tell on, when that pressure's on, like Pierre said, they get a girl, tell her that we're going to take your kids away from you, and you don't tell us where this man is at, she going to tell. That pressure is a little different.
Yeah, it's been in the culture. Like I said, way before my time. I think it's something that I've seen consistently talked about and consistently, I think different definitions. Now, as we know, someone that knows how to stay in the headlines, Charleston White, will actually speak on how he views snitching as well. So I want to take a look at that and come back and get you all's reaction. Let's take a look.
Now, you want to start a Boy Scout snitch organization?
Yeah, I want to teach and train young boys what snitching is, what telling is. These niggas start telling in school. They the niggas who raise their hand and say, teacher, can I take names, and tell you who talking when you leave the class. So they can be law-abiding citizens and great neighborhood watch crime people. We need to train this. We training killers and gangsters and teach them how to fight too. So if you fuck with them by telling, they'll kick your ass. Yeah, we need some strong snitches, nigga. It help curb the violence in the communities. You got you a snitch that know how to fight, and he'll shoot that pistol too. But he'll snitch. Who can beat him? That's how you combat the gang violence. That's how you combat bullying. Hey, teacher, he picking on him.
Now, I want your reactions. Pierre, I'm going to come to you. I love to get your reaction to it. And also, do you agree with Charleston White that snitching could end gun violence?
I detect no lies. I haven't had any lies yet. Shit, protect Charleston White. I like that boo. That boo came with it, boy. He came with the receipts. Yeah, I mean, come on. There's no honor amongst thieves. Let's be real, okay? There's no honor amongst thieves. But he's also saying people who aren't thieves, who aren't negative, talking about those who are. So, you know what I'm saying? He's saying people who aren't doing the negative stuff to snitch on those people. And that's not necessarily snitching because you're not part of that, stuff. So if more people would tell, if my neighbor, if somebody's breaking into my neighbor's house, I'm going to call the police. And if I recognize the person, I'm going to tell. So snitching, if you want to go, I'm not the criminal here. That's the criminal. We're not doing a criminal thing together. So I think what he's saying is good. Yeah, have more snitches or whatever you call them, tattletales. I don't give a damn. Have a school with it, a nursery with it, raise them from babies and stuff. I don't give a damn. I like what he just said. Yeah. So I'm on board, Charleston. If I see something, I'm saying something. Okay.
Hey, I guess we'll see. I think he called it a snitching boy scout. A snitching boy scout. Capone, let me come to you. Same thing. I want to get your reaction to Charleston White's comments, but specifically also, do you think or do you agree with him that snitching could end gun violence in our community?
Here's where the problem comes for me in my era. People that snitch, police told who was the snitches. So it ain't unanimous. It ain't like somebody just told. They be like, yo, police was just as crooked as the people doing the stuff. So I think it's kind of dangerous, to be out there. There was a saying, and Pierre said it earlier, snitches get stitches. And you got to be careful. There's still some of them old time dudes that believe in that type of stuff, man. So if it's something personal, I can understand it. Somebody rob your house, you know who did it, you go and tell on them. But I don't think you should just become a snitch and walk around looking for people to tell on, because that could be a very dangerous thing.
Yeah, Capone's right. I mean, it can be dangerous, but you got to have somebody's on the front line to get this rid of. Because if you don't say nothing, it's going to continue to fester. If so-and-so killed so-and-so, and you let that guy go, you may be next, or he may kill someone else next, or she may kill somebody next. Amongst the community, you have to stop it. Because, if you don't, that's why we're in the state where we are now. You see something happen, you don't say, no, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay, well, you ain't gonna do it now, but it may come back to haunt you. That person may do something to somebody in your family or do something to someone else. You know what I'm saying? How do we stop it? If we see it and don't say nothing, we hope the police come by and they say, who did it? I ain't seen nothing. All right, well, then that dude stays around. You know what I'm saying? And he continues to kill, or she kills, he's killing. So someone has to keep stepping up. I think if enough people step up and keep saying something, and like I said, long as, hopefully the word don't get out that they're the ones that said something, they can do it anonymously. Yeah. So I get it. But if you don't say nothing, look where we're at now. Are we in a good state now? If people don't really, the thing of don't snitch, snitches get stitches is so prevalent in the Black community. We don't say nothing. Is the Black community good where we are now? Are we happy with the murder rates, the killing, the robbing, the breaking in? Are we cool with that? Like, hey. So I think something got to stop it. Somebody got to step up.
Yeah, Capone, let me ask you this because, and again, I haven't been involved in street life, but I do have, family members that have been over the course of time. And just talking to them, just about the current state of what we see, it seems like they feel that it's gotten worse in the streets, right? Like there used to be honorable codes, or I remember a family member telling me about, once gangs were created to protect the neighborhood and protect the people in the neighborhood, but then now we see a huge shift where it's anybody. I don't care if it's your grandma, your baby, whatever. Do you think not snitching has hurt our community more than it has helped, being that as we've seen things continue to grow, it's only gotten worse, Capone?
Well, the snitching has gotten worse. Everybody's snitching. Let's not say because things got worse that people are snitching. But the thing is that the mentality is definitely different. The gangs are violent now. Black Panthers were there to protect the community. And, you're speaking on things that change. Every time we try to protect, something else happens. There's a new bunch of brothers out in Detroit that's protecting the community with some guy robbed the old woman. I know that. But the thing is that every time we try something to come together, legally they do something to break us down. Like the gun laws, we just seen what happened this weekend. But they changed the gun laws right away when the Black Panthers was out there carrying their guns, and they said nobody can carry an assault rifle and all of that type of stuff. The laws changed right there. So it's kind of hard to protect the community or to do anything with the community when the government is against you. That's just the bottom line. When you're Black, it's a total different lifestyle of any other culture in this world. And they make sure of that. You can't sugarcoat it. Everything that we try to do on a positive level, so what do you turn to? You turn to each other. Bottom line. It's just like putting rats in a cage.
Now, Pierre, I know you already answered that question, but I'd love to give you an opportunity to expand or speak to anything Capone said if you like before we close out.
No, I didn't remember hearing anything about when the Black Panthers got guns, they started changing the laws. Well, I don't know. Somewhere the law got twisted again because you can buy an assault rifle now. Now everybody can have one. And look what it's doing in the Black community, these assault rifles. I mean, let's be real. Let's not be fake with it. Let's not act like we don't see it. They tearing shit up left and right in the Black community now, shooting up stuff. They don't even shoot with one pistol no more. Now it's rat-a-tat-tat the whole block. So, okay, well, we have guns. We just don't have enough people protecting us like the people in Detroit walking the streets having to do it. It's a shame that we got to walk in the streets like that, our own damn community. You know what I'm saying? We have to do that, to try to curb the violence. So I just think like I said earlier, I think if more people, like Charleston White said, more people say something, don't let the stuff go by. If you know someone who did something negative, say something. If you can say something, if you can remain anonymous, write a letter or something, however you want to do it. But it's running rampant. I have people like 40 and older. There's so many people on this thing. They don't even go out no more. They don't even want to go out no more. They don't want to go out to big places no more. Concerts and outdoor events. They're like, man, I ain't doing all that, man. I'm staying home, man. I ain't doing all that. Because of violence, not because of financialism, but because of violence. Like, man, I ain't going to the streets no more, man. I'm staying home. More people are staying home now than they used to be before. You know what I'm saying? Think about how many people don't go to places like they used to go. And if you're over 40 on this, watching this, you know what I'm talking about. Now maybe the 22-year-old like, we still party. Okay, you do. That's who gets shot the hell up. But the grown folks ain't playing no more. We ain't going out no more. It's too dangerous, man. You got to really be strategic about going out nowadays instead of just going out having fun. Ain't gonna be no more freakniks.
Yeah, and there's a documentary coming out, so I guess I'll be at home. Cause same thing, honestly, I don't go out either, and even when I do, I'm always assessing where I am. You know, when I go to the grocery store, where can I hide? Where can I exit? Those type of things, just things that I feel like back then we once didn't have to be so aware of. That now it's a part of your day to day. So yeah, I can't agree. Yeah, when Freaknik documentary comes out, I'll get to live through your time, cause. Golly, but gee, we'll never have a Freaknik.
You won't see me in there unless you look into the cars. in the back seat. All right.
I'm gonna be looking for both of y'all like, what Capone and Pierre? Let me look and see where y'all
I was there.
You're gonna see a lot of people mamas there too.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited for it though. I think it'll be good. I'm super excited. You know, we've heard people talk about it all the time. So I think to see it all come out, I think it'll definitely be something, a sight for sore eyes for sure. But as always, I appreciate you both for chiming in on this topic and providing, you know, different perspectives. You know, as I always tell you both, I appreciate you both for providing it and, you know, giving me insight because I feel like I always learn as well. But before we head out, of course, I'd like to know what you have coming up. So Capone, I'll start with you. What do you have coming up? And of course, how can people follow you?
Well, I'm gonna shake this medication that got me sick, and I will be at Chuckles in Memphis, Tennessee this weekend. 6 shows. Love Chuckles. Very country guys that carry pistols. Nah, Chuckles is a great club, and I'm gonna have fun this weekend.
Absolutely. Well, I am glad that you're feeling better. I hope that you stay better, and I hope you have a great weekend as well. Pierre, I'm coming over to you. What do you have coming up? And of course, how can people follow you?
What up? Well, Chi-Town and here in the DMV. Chi-Town, I will be at Tavern at Midway. That is this Saturday coming on Sunday. 2 shows, 4 and 7 o'clock. Very sexy grown folk situation. Ain't no gun gonna be in there but the security guard. But it's a mature crowd. So it's called Tavern at Midway in Chicago. Come see me this Sunday. And the following week, I will be, I think it's Friday night, the 21st, I'll be at Party HQ for 2 shows. Be my man, Michael Brooks. Very funny comedian, Mike Brooks and me. So check that out. This week, we're going to drop the Godfrey episode on Panic Room. Godfrey's always give out some good information. Kick some real good knowledge. Y'all know Godfrey, the comedian. Shout out to Godfrey. And to follow me at Comic Pierre, COMICPIERRE. And a shout out to all the folks. I'm telling y'all, it's a swirl. They love us on here. So they always tell Tiffany what's up, tell Capone what's up, Yamanika what's up, and Danielle what's up. So I'm saying the folks out there always stopping me saying what's up, and they love us on here.
We love the love, and I appreciate you all and everybody that's watching. We do appreciate all the love that you show us. Of course, before we head out, I'm going to tell you every Friday, Black Friday Report airs at 8 p.m. on Peachtree TV, so make sure you check it out. It's a good time. You get to be entertained and informed at the same time. So again, that's Black Friday Report, 8 p.m. on Peachtree TV. But as far as this topic, a big shout out to T.I. and Boosie. I appreciate seeing, you all have a cordial conversation. We wish the best, and I hope that this is a continued trend that we see. No matter the beef, no matter the situation, 2 grown men can have a conversation and move forward with things. So as always, I appreciate you both for chiming in on this topic. You heard from us. Now we want it from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts of T.I. and Boosie ending their feud after the snitch allegations? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Put it in those comments.
In the comments.
Culture sounds like black hands, coating your face in Vaseline like, boy, take those off and put on your good jeans, like put on your good shoes. And the riches in our genetics are not something that we get to choose. But when they stop you and they ask, what has the ability to create all of that? I hope you tell them. It's because my mama black.